I'm self-made. I always wanted to make myself a better person because I was not educated, but that was my dream, to have class. Physical strength in a woman, that's what I am. I didn't have anybody really, no foundation in life, so I had to make my own way, always from the start. I had to go out in the world and become strong to discover my mission in life. Sometimes you have to let everything go, purge yourself. If you are unhappy with anything, whatever is bringing you down, get rid of it. Because you will find that when you are free, your true creativity, your true self comes out. You must love and care for yourself because that's when the best comes out. I believe that if you'll just stand up and go, life will open up for you. I've never bothered about my color. I never had to think about being black. If the whole world was like that, maybe there would be more harmony and love. Maybe. I don't have a problem with being black in a white country or being with my people. The future belongs to those who believe the beauty of their own dreams. My wish is to give the kind of truth to people that will help them change their minds. When that happens, I'll be the best that I can be. I've never met anyone who didn't have problems of one sort or another. If we find ourselves without any problems, it's just a matter of time until something pops up. That's life. You ask me if I ever stood up for anything. Yeah, I stood up for my life. Rising from the ashes of my earlier life, I learned that our thoughts, words, and deeds are unified through spiritual practice. They are made whole within us. And when our thoughts, words, and deeds are aligned with our most positive intentions, magic happens. I need that on stage. I need a burst of life. That's entertainment for me. I don't hate myself anymore. I used to hate my work, hated that sexy image, hated those pictures of me on stage, hated that big raunchy person. On stage, I'm acting the whole time I'm there. As soon as I get out of those songs, I'm Tina again. I believe in prayer and in strong belief. Sometimes we need help from God. You take your problems to God, but what you really need is for God to take you to the inside of you. I never close a door on any other religion. Most of the time, some part of it makes sense to me. I don't believe everyone has to chant just because I chant. I believe all religion is about touching something inside of yourself. I'm not wise, but the beginning of wisdom is there. It's like relaxing into an acceptance of things. I was a victim. I don't dwell on it. You don't need strength to let go of something. What you really need is understanding. There are things that we never want to let go of. People we never want to leave behind. But keep in mind that letting go isn't the end of the world. It's the beginning of a new life. People think my life has been tough, but I think it has been a wonderful journey. The older you get, the more you realize it's not what happens, but how you deal with it. I don't necessarily want to be a strong person. I had a terrible life. I just kept going. You just keep going and you hope that something will come. This life came. At every moment, we always have a choice, even if it feels as if we don't. Sometimes that choice may simply be to think a more positive thought. The real power behind whatever success I have now was something I found within myself, something that's in all of us. If a negative thought arose, I repeat a positive one 8 times in a row to counteract it. Soon, I began loving myself, imperfections and all. I stopped comparing myself to others, and at last, I started to look good to myself. First of all, I'm happy that I'm healthy. I think health has a lot to do with happiness. When you are healthy, you think more clearly, and if you can work on yourself, but it's not about extreme. I eat everything I wanted to eat, just not too often. Age is no issue to me. I think 50 is the new 30 and 70 is the new 50. There are no rules that say you have to dress a certain way or be a certain way. You can't get hung up on age or beauty because you are then always chasing after something you'll never get back. I will never give in to old age until I become old, and I'm not old yet. My greatest beauty secret is being happy with myself. I don't use special creams or treatments. I'll use a little bit of everything. It's a mistake to think you are what you put on yourself. I believe that a lot of how you look is to do with how you feel about yourself and your life. Happiness is the greatest beauty secret. I like me very much. When I look in the mirror and my skin glows back at me, I think, wow, that sure is pretty. I have a simple, childlike view of life, and I want to keep it. As I grew up, I learned what worked for me. That's where the short dresses came from. And you can't dance in a long dress. There comes a point where it is just undignified to be a rock and roll star. I don't want to be dragging myself on stage year in, year out until someone else tells me it is time to go. There are certain birthdays that make you revalue your life. My heartfelt wish is that you and I and everyone around the world will continue expanding our hearts and minds while celebrating our differences and ridding ourselves of any form of discrimination. This, I believe, is a basic requirement for peace, both within ourselves and in our societies. My legacy is that I stay on course from the beginning to the end because I believe in something inside of me. This is what I want in heaven, words to become notes and conversation to be symphonies.